When I began writing for my solo material, I'd already made the decision that I was going to try to do something quite different from the work that I'd done in the past. I think the biggest hurdle to get over was the blank canvas at the beginning of the project. I knew there was lots and lots of creativity there that was needing to be harnessed, but what I found was that things were starting to come out in lots of different directions, and it became sort of more and more apparent to me that it might be the best idea to split up the material that was coming out into a series of EPs rather than an album. It also gives a lot more freedom to be able to experiment, and it's a slightly out-of-the-box way to work. It's not something that you find a lot of artists doing, creating a series of mini albums or EPs. So it's nice to be doing something completely fresh. The first one that really came together and made me decide on the direction of this first EP was Phoenix, and I really loved that almost sort of Jeff Buckley sounding production, but perhaps quite a bit drier. My influences in music in general span far and wide, really. I was brought up listening to Motown, been through my teens listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers and Pearl Jam, and a lot of harder, heavier, edgier stuff. It's been nice to experiment with a drier sound, and definitely this record has an edgier, spiky kind of feel to it. And I think, of course, that is a result partly of my choice to work with Chris Johnson as a producer, knowing that he's very, very aware of the sort of direction that I want to go in. The way we tended to work was Chris and I would work up the tracks to a point where they were sounding pretty full, and then the musicians that we chose then to come in with us on the EP were then brought in to do all the sort of creative colouring, if you like. Dave Kilminster, Steve Ansis and Alex Cromarty, they were all happy to come in and work that way. They were really keen to be on board, and that showed a great deal of flexibility and a quality to their musicianship. The limited edition for this EP is a 1.3 metre squared painting on canvas. The painting itself was photographed and turned into the album cover for the standard edition. It has now been divided into 100 tiny album covers, equal squares, which make the album cover itself for the limited edition version, and they've been mounted onto card CD sleeves, and the track listing is handwritten and lots of nice little touches put into the packaging, and it's a really sort of tactile, touchy-feely kind of product. The focus of the lyrical aspect to this EP is definitely more externally based, spikier, edgier, and probably down to the subject matter, but I'll let the listener judge, really.